T minus 60 seconds. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 5 Foot Viking podcast, where you get to drink a beer and learn something new. My name is Whit Petrell. I am your host. And before we jump into today's topic and today's guest and today's beer, just a few thank yous that I wanted to send out to my wife, Marlene Petrell, who allows me to do this in our living room every week. I really appreciate you. To Edgar Hernandez from the Ed Namrock podcast. He is literally spending his Tuesday night away from his family here with me, so that he can produce this show and have a good time with that. So thank you for being here. To International House of Music for hooking us up with these great mics, getting a chance to hopefully hear us better and give you better quality every time that we do this. So with that being said, I'd like to introduce you guys to my host, to my guest.
That's right, I'm the host.
Yeah, you're the host now. You're going to turn it around on me. I'd like to introduce you guys to my guest. This is Joseph Matthew Munoz. We call him Matt. I've known Matt now we're going on 15 years, something like that.
Too long.
Yeah, long time, brother. long time. Me and Matt met years and years and years ago, and then to fast forward, we became roommates with when me and Marlene first started dating. So the three of us, we were roommates for a while.
Tripod.
Yeah, the tripod. Shout out to the tripod, right? So that was a lot of fun, and that was at the time you were in the Marines.
Yep.
And then when you transitioned out of the Marines, you went further with a couple different things. I know that you were trying to get into the fire department, and
yeah, things didn't go quite as planned for that. You know, being in the Marine Corps for so long, I sustained quite a few injuries. Didn't know that was going to be an issue. You know, after I got out of the Marine Corps, I went to school. Yeah. I continued school. I went to get my EMT certification. I was doing all my fire programs.
Help you out just a little bit.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that's even so better.
That's much better.
And, you know, I was doing a lot of things to try to become a firefighter. My dad was a firefighter for 30 years for San Diego City. And I always wanted to follow in his footsteps.
For sure.
Everybody who's out there viewing this, everybody knows my father's an inspiration to me.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to be just like him. And then I started putting my resume out there, started putting applications out there, and every single one told me the same thing. You know, everything looks great, Mr. Munoz. You know, your resume looks solid, very decorated in the military, but you've got these injuries that we just can't seem to get past. Where do you see yourself in 5 years as a firefighter? And I'm like, well, you know, as long as I keep my body healthy, I'm great. I'm in shape. I feel great. And they were like, we're sorry. It's just, you know, and it's probably a blessing in disguise, because there's times today I get out of bed and I'm like, oh God. And all I did was water the yard.
Well, I do that. And I didn't even go to Iraq 3 times. So for everybody who's at home, my buddy Matt here, he has done 3 tours. Three tours in Iraq. You were in the Marines for 10 years.
Total of 10 years. Yep. Got out and then went back in and did another 6.
Jeez.
It was kind of stupid.
Nah, you know what?
No, I don't regret one bit. And one of the reasons why I went back, and a lot of firefighters and cops know this, is the camaraderie. I didn't go back for the politics. I didn't go back for the BS games that the military plays. I went back because I missed that brotherhood. That you just can't find that anywhere else. You can't find it. To me, even, that was one of the reasons why I wanted to go firefighting as well, is because
camaraderie,
the camaraderie. My dad would always tell me the relationship that these guys have just at the fire station when they're getting back from a call, or they're cleaning the rig, or they're checking they're checking their medical bags, they're doing the inventory. It's all that, laughing and hanging out. And that was something that we did in the Marine Corps, even though we were dealing with, I don't even know if I can
we're on YouTube. You can say whatever you want.
Bro, this is uncensored as fuck.
All right. So I didn't go back for the fuck games.
Yeah.
I went back because my boys, and that's why I went back, and going back, it allowed me to get higher up in rankings. I was just a corporal when I got out the first term. And then I went back and I picked up sergeant. And so it was good times.
I do know that when you transferred out and when you were trying to, go for the fire department and it wasn't working out. Yeah. I know that you moved around from a couple different things, but one of the coolest things was just a few years ago, you landed in a solar company. And I remember briefly talking with you at the beginning of that. And you had talked about how, I just jumped in. But just recently we talked and you're like, well, I jumped in, I was a rep, and then I moved my way up, and you climbed the ranks very quickly, just like you did in the Marines. And you got to the point where you were was it the regional sales?
Yeah, I was a regional sales manager. Yeah. I was right below the director, who is my partner now.
Yeah.
So, and
well, to sum up all that, which is because this could be a very long conversation, but when the pandemic hit, I know things were tough on a lot of companies. The company that you worked for as well, and they started laying people off. Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you were laid off, but then also your boss was laid off, and then you and your boss got together and said, "Let's just do this. We know what to do.
Right.
Let's get our contractor's license. Let's take the steps that we need,
right.
And let's be able to offer a service and a product to the people out there."
Mm-hmm.
So. And this happened in March?
Yeah. So, kind of loud there. So in March, I got laid off.
Yeah.
And I called him. I still remember it because I called him and I was, fuck these guys. You know what? And he goes, Matt, it's not, you didn't get laid off. It's, they're furloughing us. And I said, no, dude, I just got a letter in the mail that says I was officially laid off today. He goes, what? I said, go check your mail.
And they laid him off too.
And they laid him off.
Blessing in disguise, brother.
It was. And it really was because, him and I had multiple conversations, even back when we were with the other company. That's what we call it now. We don't even say the name.
No.
But back when we were with that other company, him and I would always joke around and say, dude, let's start our own business. Let's start our own business. And we didn't, because the company that we were with, granted for all of their flaws, they took very good care of us. Okay. I won't knock anything.
You learned a lot.
I definitely learned a lot. And I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for that company and my partner, because my partner, back when he was my boss, he took me under my wing. He taught me literally everything he knew. So that was one of the reasons, I stuck around, because I wanted to stay loyal, because I was getting job offers with a much, much higher salary, but I just couldn't do it, So in March, when they laid us off, I was, I had getting contacted from a lot of companies, one in particular that told me, hey, we're going to give you an $85,000 a year salary. You're going to get bonuses, overrides, plus commission on your own deals. And I'm like, all right, and then, but at that moment, I wasn't laid off yet. I was just looking around.
Yeah.
And then I got laid off, and that's when I called him up and I said, fuck these guys. I called the guy who called me back from that other company, and I said, I'm taking your offer.
What's up? Yeah.
Where do I start? And then I told my partner, whose name's Eddie Taylor. At the time, he was just my former boss.
Yeah. And
he calls me up later that night and he goes, Matt, what did we used to always talk about the other company? I'm like, how much we hated it? And he goes, well, besides that. And I was like, I don't know. And he goes, let's start our own business. He goes,
and this was like middle of March?
This was right around the end of March, because I got the notice shortly after my wife's birthday. So my wife's birthday is
Happy
March.
birthday. I don't have a job.
Right? That was pretty much it too. I lost my job. Happy birthday. And we have a lot of stuff together, because that company, I was getting paid very well, and I have an addiction. I like to buy stuff.
I noticed.
Yeah, so I like to buy stuff. So she got, and my wife is a warrior, you know, not a warrior. She's a warrior too, but she's also a worrier. And she was like, what are we going to do? And I told her, I said, look, babe, don't worry about it. You know, I'm a survivor. I'm a scrapper. I'll make something happen. I said, I told her I already got this company offering me this. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to take it. And then that's when Eddie called me up.
Well, how long between when Eddie talked with you and said, hey, let's start our own company, between that conversation and you guys were open for business?
May 1st.
Wow. So like a month and a half.
Yeah.
Okay. So you went out, you got all the stuff that you needed to get.
Yeah.
You're in business, you're moving forward. And since, so you've been open and in business for 9 months, 10 months?
10 months.
I can't do math that well.
Yeah. So
apparently
it was about 10, a little over 10 months now.
Okay.
And
you guys are dominating the market too right now.
We are.
You guys are very competitive.
I'm actually telling people, I'm hearing people who we sit with tell us, who is this company, Net Energy? Like, these guys just came out of nowhere.
Wow, that's awesome.
And I am going to backtrack just a little bit, because we are also partnered, and we couldn't have done this without, because our company is Net Energy Solutions by Current Home.
Okay.
We're partnered with a very, very good friend of ours. His name is Dave Kingery. Okay. He used to be the vice president for the other company. Okay. And he started his own business, and you know, him and another guy, they started it up, and they helped us get to where we are today. Okay. So huge shout out and thank you to Dave Kingery and Brian Walrod for, you know, getting us moving to where we are today. Okay.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the name of the company is Net Energy Solutions. They take care of all of your solar needs. And before we move into a couple of the topics, before we do that, we have to do this section right now, which is my favorite section of the podcast. This is the part where we get to drink beer. So, ladies and gentlemen, I went out and purchased this beer, which is called Asylum. And I think Edgar, we have a banner for.
Yeah, but what the fuck, man? I don't have a bottle opener.
Oh no, that's okay. I got you right here. He's got a bottle over. He's got his own here. You can do this. Oh, he's got that.
By the way, we have a question by Flaco Hector.
Here. Sorry, I'll
just hold on that. We're gonna get to that
because
that's a really good question.
So real quick, Asylum by Left Coast Brewing. This is I think, I don't even know how many ounces this is, but I think it's going to I'm going to have to drink some more and then refill it.
Han, come pick me up later.
Right? Yeah.
We need that background ruckus.
Oh, there's a little bit. I'll leave it. Leave this back here. Can you pull up that banner real quick? There, I think it's the first one. I just want to be able to make sure that I'm reading the correct.
Okay, you're referring to
the banner. If you go to the banners, and then the first banner, the Left Coast. Yes, please,
sir. So.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this beer is a Left Coast Brewing Asylum Belgium style triple ale, and it's 11.8%.
Shout out to Left Coast Brewing.
Yes.
Thank you, Left Coast.
Cheers, Edgar.
Salud.
My brother.
Skol.
Thank you. Skol.
Oh my God, that's good.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's gonna get us there. You know what? If anybody's at home, I know I shouted out to Left Coast Brewing just a few days ago, and I told everybody that we were going to be drinking this. If anybody actually went out and purchased the beer, I'm actually curious if you're drinking this at home with us. That'd be so great. So, if you are, please shoot a comment. Let us know if you're drinking it. A picture, something like that would be great.
Good night, Edgar's wife.
And you know what? I would love to be a beer critic, you know, a beer critiquer. But I don't have the vocabulary to say, oh, well, this has a great palate of this, and you know,
I'm not the same way. Matt, I'm not the same way.
I'm not.
But my wife that's tuning in, she said good night because she thinks this is gonna TKO me, but I'm with Matt Munoz and with Wit, so we're good.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
This is yes, it is definitely a high potency, but you don't really taste it. It's not like it's not in your face. It doesn't bite you like that. It's a.
I like it.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big craft beer. I guess this is
Okay.
craft beer.
Oh,
And actually, for a very long time, I stopped drinking beer.
Yeah.
I went strictly vodka, Monster, or whiskey. That's because I was trying to lose some pounds. But I was gonna have a heart attack. Mixing uppers and downers.
mhm.
It wasn't very good. So I went back to beer. Corona Premier. I love them, but I could do this.
Yeah,
I
this
could
is
really do this.
This is definitely something that I can get behind. There's like a sweet taste to it, but there's also
that
like
that first little when it hits you right there, it's sweet,
Yeah.
but it's not like overpowering
Yeah.
sweet. It's got a very good flavor, and a lot of beers make me go.
and the best thing is too, it's 11.8, so you only need like one or two, and
One.
you're there. So shout out to Left Coast Brewing. Thank you guys so much for making such a great beer. Skål. Ooh. Oh, that's right. Some people were asking about the salt lamp. Now it's on. There we go. All right.
Can you lick it and taste salt?
Go for it. I dare you. No, just kidding. I don't dare you.
Don't dare me.
Don't like it. All right. So let's move on to one of the first topics. Now, I think this is a great way to segue because last week my guest on the show was Javier Guerrero, real estate agent. I've known him for like 20 years. Love the guy. Such a great dude. And me and him, we were having a conversation off camera, which we should have had it on camera because it would have been a great segue into this. But I asked him, because we were talking, I told him that you were going to be on the show this week. And he was like, wow, Matt's into solar. And I said, yeah. And I said, what is that like for real estate?
Mm-hmm.
And he said that back in the day, it was difficult because the way that the programs worked,
Right.
I'm sure that there's a 27,000 page thing you got to sign when you do this, just like anything. But he was saying that back then when they tried to sell the home, that when any profit that came from the home, they had to pay off the whole loan of the solar.
Right.
And so there was a lot of times back in the days where real estate agents, if someone was listing their house and it had solar, some of the listing agents would stay away from it because they just knew there was too much red tape, too much things to talk about.
Right.
So moving forward, is that still true today?
Absolutely not. One thing that we were talking about right before we started was depending also.
Mm-hmm.
There's multiple programs out there. Okay. And the one program that you're referring to and that a lot of people, which makes people say, hell no to solar, is a hero program.
Okay.
A hero program is a program to where it goes based upon your home. It takes off your property taxes and it goes off the line of your credit. Now, there are programs like that today, but they're a lot different because of that reason.
Yeah.
So if you went to sell your home, either you, the seller, had to pay that system off, or you had to convince the buyer
to buy that
system out. Which made it very difficult, which is why a lot of real estate agents said, no, we don't want to deal with that because there's just too much of a headache. And then you're getting a brokenhearted buyer. Yeah. Because, or
feel like they got to buy something else,
Yeah. And when you're talking a $30,000 solar system on top of a $300,000-$400,000 home, that's not a whole lot when you're talking about a 30-year fixed loan. But at the same time, it was just a nightmare. It really was a nightmare. But the way solar has been made now, it's been made affordable, it's been made easy, and it's 100% transferable to the next homeowner with buyout options if they want to.
So there's multiple options now.
Correct. And that's one of the biggest things that we do. When somebody reaches out to me, I don't say, okay, great, I'm going to send you this. Let me know if you want to do it. We say no. One of the things that we want to do is we want to sit down with a homeowner and figure out which program best fits their family, because every family is different. Every financial situation for every household is different, which is why we as professional consultants like to sit down with homeowners and figure out what program they can benefit from the most from.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of to backtrack, I used to be in car sales.
Yeah.
I hated it.
I remember.
I hated it because, and it wasn't because, don't get me wrong, the money was good in car sales as well. But, and a lot of car salesmen are probably going to shame me for this, but I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. As a car salesman, you're not trying to really help somebody. You're trying to rip them off. You're trying to get them, if they bring in a paid off car and let's say it's worth 20 grand, well, the dealership's only trying to give you 10 so that they can get that, so they can get the remaining balance of that off the car. I didn't like that. That's one of the reasons why I joined the Marine Corps, because I wanted to help I wanted to serve my country. Yeah. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to be a firefighter, because I wanted to help my community. I like to help people, and it just wasn't there.
So you landed in a perfect field right now.
And this helps because we are not just saving people money. We're helping them 20, 25 years down the road, and I don't know if we can, but there was a question that you and I talked.
We're going to get there.
We're going to get to that. Okay, we'll get to that. All right.
We have a few questions that we're going to get to, but
okay.
Wait, guys, speaking of questions, we got Mary Watts. She has a question that says, and I can't get it where I live in Mesa, Arizona. Sorry, this is misleading. So
actually, we should have stated this from the beginning. Where are you licensed to?
California.
California. So northern, southern, everywhere.
California.
Now, do all 50 states have solar?
No.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of states that can't benefit from solar. I mean, if you think about it, look at Alaska, who will do, 6 months of no sun.
That's true.
How do you benefit from that?
That's true.
Right. But there are certain areas, for example, Mesa, Arizona, certain areas don't have what's called net metering.
Okay.
So, and that's how you bank off your solar system. That's how you get money back from your solar system, from all your solar systems overproduction. I'm not 100% sure, Mary, about Mesa, Arizona, but I'm definitely on Facebook. You can contact me and I will definitely help you out and see what I can do, because I do know a lot of people in Mesa, Arizona, actually, that install solar. So I can make some contacts and I can definitely help you out.
Is there any way we can put a scroll up at the bottom?
Absolutely.
Do you have a website that we can put up as a scroll? We should have done this earlier, but you got here at like 5:30 and then we just started drinking.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't seen each other in a long time, and it's so we got here, and the craziest thing was actually having Edgar here as well. The three of us, and then Marlene gets home from work, and the four of us, and we have the puppies and the cats, and we're just hanging out.
Yeah,
and
dogs still don't like me.
And well, you came in screaming because you had to take a piss.
Because everything's perfect.
Don't get me started on you.
Because
don't get me started on you.
It's only getting started.
They get here all early. We set everything up, and I gotta say something real quick, because this sounds so good.
It's clear.
It's clear. There's no popping. I don't know if you guys. I don't want to point out my negatives, but I will kind of. I try every week to bring something bigger and better with content.
That's because Whit's sober.
But Edgar being here and producing the show is taking me to a whole new level. So I just want to, seriously, thank you, Edgar, for being here.
He's not here for you, dude. He knew I was going to be here. He missed me.
I'm just here from that.
That's very true. What is the scroll what's the website that we can?
Our website is gonetenergy.com.
GoNetEnergy.com.
And if you want, you can also...
Is that it right there?
That is it right there.
And we can scroll that at the bottom.
And if anybody is interested, you can also email me at matt@gonetenergy.com.
Okay.
And for example, for Mary, like I said, if you want to email me, that way I can follow up on you and help you out. So I'm all about helping people out. One thing that we were talking about, and Edgar was like, "Are you kidding me?" Because Tier 1 in Edison, or for you most utility companies, Edison is the biggest utility here in Southern California.
Yeah.
Their Tier 1 is 22 cents a kilowatt.
Yeah.
So I'm not 100% familiar what Arizona is paying, but Tier 1, excuse me.
It's a good beer.
So Tier 1 is 22 cents a kilowatt. Here in California with Edison, we're trying to help people get back to what people were paying back in 2012, 13, which is 12, 13 cents a kilowatt, and then we can lock you in at that to where it never changes. Why wouldn't you want to go solar?
Yeah. You're safe. Yeah.
So you're saving money. We're literally, what were gas prices in 2010? They were like 99 cents, $1, maybe $1.50. I don't remember. But if you can get all your gas for what you paid for in 2010,
10 years ago,
would you rather do that, or would you rather pay gas prices today?
Yeah.
So, and that's pretty much what we're doing, is we're just taking people back in time a little bit and giving them the great rates that we used to have.
Yeah.
And making it so that they have clean, reusable, renewable energy.
Yeah.
And that's the best part about solar.
Now, I have a quick question, and this is off script, but I know, scary, right? But when it comes to solar and saving money on your bill and stuff, I remember back in the day when people talking about they can get solar that would be for part of their whole grid, part of their whole house, but also there are systems where you can get solar just to heat your pool. Or just to,
is
that possible?
Yeah, definitely. We don't do that at Net Energy. That's called thermal solar.
Okay.
We do know people who can help them out if they're looking to heat their pool, because solar electricity is electricity. The thermal solar for your pool is to help your gas bill.
Okay.
Because when you heat your pool, that's using your gas.
Okay.
My wife hates me for it because I keep my pool at 90. I keep my pool at 90 degrees. So we just literally paid $1,000 gas bill. She's so pissed off because she just paid that today. She's like, I gotta pay a fucking gas bill.
Well, maybe you should look into doing
Absolutely
some
not.
thermal.
Well, we have a very important question.
Oh,
no,
from
don't
the
do it.
audience right
Don't
now.
do it.
It's from Boris.
Boris.
My biggest concern
I was looking
is
at that.
if the beer gets as cold with solar.
Yeah.
And does it?
I don't know.
Well,
Does beer get cold with solar?
No, because solar runs off the sun. So we don't want to put our beer in the sun.
No, I'm assuming that what he means is if you put your beer in the fridge and you're running solar, does it cool you? Which is
yes, absolutely, because your refrigerator is electricity. So
one of the most ridiculous questions. I
yeah,
love you, Boris.
yeah,
Te felicito for
good times.
Yeah.
And no,
So-
Elizabeth, I'm not singing Panama today. You can go on YouTube and put in Matt Sings Panama, and you'll see my drunk ass do it there.
this much is true. So
Horrible.
So okay, so let's bring it in a little bit here. I didn't realize I'd be wrangling cats here.
Real quick.
So we talked a little bit about real estate in that, and here's one thing I want to let everybody know as well. Same thing as last week when I was with Javi. This
Really
is
quick. I know. Sorry, I didn't want to stop you.
but you're going to.
But I'm going to. I just want to say a huge shout out to Javi. I watched the show last week, and one thing is I absolutely truly love Javi.
Yeah. Me too.
As a real estate agent and as a person, my wife went into home loans years ago, and I reached out to Javi, and he was 100% willing to help her out in any way, shape, or form. He doesn't even know her.
Yeah.
But he was willing to help her out any way, shape, or form, whether it was, hey, I'll send you a lead, you help us out with the loan. Yeah. Didn't really get it that far because she decided to pursue a different route.
Yeah.
But I just want a huge shout out to Javi for that, because he's not only is he a great real estate agent, but he's also a great person. Always want to help people.
No, he's a fantastic individual.
Love you, Jav.
And the fact that so he was on last week, and you guys can go back on YouTube and on Facebook and watch the podcast that I had with him, where we talked a lot about the real estate market, what's happening right now. And with that podcast, we kind of skimmed a little bit of the top of questions, because if we dive deep on these questions, we're going to be here for 6 hours. So we're really trying to do the best that we can to respect the time, but at the same time,
Well, this question in particular was, can you run a house off a 12-volt system with solar?
Well, there's a lot of different meanings to that question. So when you're talking 12 volt, you meaning off of a plug? Because no, you can't. So if you're looking to say hook up a generator to your home so that you can run your house in the event of a power outage, you would have to do a minimum of a 220. So a 220 volt, so that you can plug a generator in, which will run your household. One thing about batteries is batteries are great. They're starting to evolve to the way that they need to be. About 2-3 years ago, I used to tell people, do not get a battery. And to this day, I'm still a little hesitant, but that's just because, again, I want to help people. So if I can find a way to save them money, I will. So one thing that I always do when we're doing a solar system for somebody and they say, well, what about a battery? Well, a battery is $15,000. But what I can do is I will give you $1,000. You go get a $9,000 generator from Harbor Freight for $788. And then we will install a 220 power plug for you with a transfer switch. So if the power goes out, take a generator, plug it in, it hooks up to your main service panel, you hit your transfer switch, and now your generator runs your household. That's just my thing. That's, but
no, I got about 65% of that.
I was gonna say,
I'm going to have to go back and watch this again.
Okay, but that
awesome.
brings me to Marlene's question.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, there's a question from the green room.
What is the life expectancy of solar panels, and how extensive is the you know what? This is a wife question.
No, that's fine. Marlene,
that's good.
Love you,
That's
Marlene.
a good question.
It is a very good question. And I think she heard us probably talking about this. She's like, what can I do? But no. So the life expectancy of solar panels, depending on which panel you use. So one of the panels that we use, the life expectancy of those is about a 50 year. So it's about a 50-year life expectancy. Okay. Our systems are fully covered for 25 years. Okay. And when I say fully covered, I mean we will replace, repair, whatever we need to, including the maintenance of the system as well, and free diagnostics of the system, because our solar systems come with what's called a production guarantee. So let's just say we get you a system that you're going to need 10,000 kilowatts. Well, we guarantee you that system will produce 10,000 kilowatts, or we will credit your account or cut you guys a check for the amount not produced.
Oh,
so
it's in your best interest to make sure that it's working.
What company
optimally.
likes to cut money to people? None. So therefore, it's very who of us to make sure that our systems run 100% all the time.
Yeah.
And then looking at her next question there is, will the solar system raise the home value? Yes, it's actually, and don't take my word for it. There was actually a study from the University of Berkeley about 3.5-4 years ago that homes with solar will sell 40% faster than homes without solar. And they will also sell about 4% higher than homes without solar.
And this is a recent study.
This is a recent
This
study.
isn't a 20-year study.
This isn't a study from the University of Matt Munoz. This is a University of Berkeley college study, and they actually went into huge extensive research, and they have diagrams, graphs, all the different stuff that you need that shows that solar can not only benefit your household as far as raising the equity of your home, but it's also saving you money.
Yeah.
And it's clean, reusable energy.
I think that's the thing, is that one of the cool aspects of this product, this service, is that not only is it helping you on a financial level, but it's also helping on a environmental level, on a moral level. There's, I don't think that we'll ever get away from 100% from fossil fuels, and I'm okay with that. But my thing is footprint. If we can lower our footprint in the fossil fuels, if we can lower the footprint and just, bring it down just a little bit, help out the environment more, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And the fact that now here's a question: is solar that you're doing, is it I know it's just in California. Is it only residential, or is it also commercial?
We focus mainly on residential. Not to say we don't want to help out commercial businesses, especially.
Is it possible?
Of course.
Like, I don't even know if it.
Yeah, there's just a certain license you have to get
Yeah.
to do commercial buildings. I mean, there's a lot of commercial buildings out there that have solar on them.
Yeah.
Did you know your apartments have solar on them?
No, I did not.
Yeah, they do. But look at the
Are you
satellite image.
serious?
Look at the satellite image. They have solar all up on there. You better
Really?
tell your landlord to cut you a discount.
Now I know. I got to check my.
Yeah, because when
Maybe I should look at my bill
right
occasionally.
No, because when I was coming out here and I had you on my GPS, I'm like, damn, these guys got a lot of solar on that shit. And then I just decided to look around, because one thing when I got into this industry that I never looked at before, and it was actually my partner who pointed it out to me. He says, do you ever just happen to be driving around and look at roofs to see what roof is good for solar? So there's actually a neighborhood right over, maybe it's that way. I don't know where I am right now, but there's a lot of solar here in Huntington Beach. I was really surprised.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, what the hell did you ask me again?
No, I saw this.
We got a question from the homie Boris.
I was just curious if
So
making
Boris
sure everybody can hear us.
says, "What's the life expectancy of the equipment?"
We just answered.
We just
that.
talked about that.
But is it maintenance free?
No.
Serious question. Okay.
No, it's not maintenance free, because you also, and don't let me forget, we got to answer your dad's
No, we're going to
question.
talk. We're going to, yeah. Like I said, there's so many questions that we can dive deep on, and we're going to do our best to. But also, if we can put Matt's.
No, but my question is a lot of Huntington Beach homes
Mhm.
going solar, and then is that a trend here in this area, and then people are going to follow suit? Is that my question?
No, honestly, there's a lot of solar here, but there's not as much in other places. So, for example, when I looked around the area, I noticed there is quite a bit of solar,
Mhm.
but not as much, because let's be honest, I mean, you're a mile away from the beach.
Yeah.
So you always have a nice constant beach breeze. So it doesn't get as hot here as like the desert, the high desert, the low desert, more inland.
Well, quick question: like, does the solar panels deal more with heat or more with sunshine?
Sunshine.
Okay.
So, and the funny thing is a lot of people think that in the summertime, your sisters, sorry, your
What do you say
system-
about my sisters?
It's because Shivani said, hi, Matt. So but your system, it's not that it's producing more because it's hotter. It's producing more because we have more hours of sun.
Okay.
So in the summertime, the sun rises about 5:30
Mhm.
and sets about 8:30, 8:45. In the wintertime, your sun rises at about 6:30, almost 7 o'clock.
And who knows? It might be cloudy that day.
And even with the sun, though, even with cloud, you're still going to get the same amount of production
Mhm.
from your solar system. It's just a different, aspect.
Okay.
But in the wintertime, you're just losing about 3.5, 4 hours of sun versus
You're losing 3.5,
Boy,
4 hours.
I have a question though.
Okay.
Marlene brings up a good point.
All right.
It gets really fucking hot over here in Huntington Beach.
Yes.
Well, did you know
How
that
the
your
fuck-
apartments have solar on them?
I did not know that.
You better tell your landlord to cut your
Oh, sus!
Oh, nice.
bill. Okay, sorry.
Oh well, actually, this leads me into a good this leads me into a good transition, because we were talking about maintenance. So let me pull up my dad asked a question, and forgive me, I got to work on my reading, but
I know, huh?
my dad, I do, I really do. My dad had a question, because my dad lives in southern Utah, and he just got some solar panels on,
Awesome.
and he said live here in Southwest Utah, so St. George, got some solar panels, and I love them. My question deals with desert dust, and we get a lot of that. Currently, I spray them off with water to keep them clean about every 3 weeks.
Okay.
Should I use soap or
No.
window cleaner? Hold on, let me finish. I'm trying to read right now, bro.
Sorry.
Should I use
Takes a lot
soap
of work.
or window? It does. Soap or window cleaner? I figured I shouldn't because it might leave a film or buildup. What is best? We don't get much rain, 9 to 10 inches of rain a year.
He hit it right on the head. If you're using some sort of like Dawn dish soap, Windex, something like that, it will mess up. It will leave a film on your solar panel,
Okay.
which will destroy the solar panel. Which depending again, all companies are different. So all companies have different warranty plans, different maintenance plans. I can't speak for a lot of other companies out there. I can only speak for our company. And I say our company. One thing that I want to point out there is not just my company.
Yeah.
I have a partner who I respect very, very much. This is our company. We worked very, very hard to get to where we are. So our company offers a maintenance program along with our PPA option, our lease option, or even our finance option. And so I'm not sure what company he's with,
Mhm.
but never, ever, 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 ever use any type of soap or anything like that because it will mess up the photovoltaic film that is on the solar panel themselves. And your company,
You don't want that.
no, because that will void warranties.
Oh.
So what you can do is like you said, spray them off with a hose because
Water's fine.
Water's the best thing for them.
Okay.
Or if you're that concerned about it, you can go get an approved company that will do solar cleaning.
Okay.
And a lot of solar companies will offer an approved cleaning company, a professional licensed cleaning company. And I mean, here in California,
is that worth it? Do you think? I mean, to
No,
pay
I
a
wish-
company to come out.
well, I mean, actually, I don't want to say no because I want to, you know what? Yes, it is. Because first thing you want to do is you want to look into the company you went with
Yeah.
to see if there is a way to get them to clean the system.
Maybe they offer something to help
like
out.
that. Especially, so for example, a company like us, we have that production guarantee. And again, when we start seeing production fall, the first thing we want to do
Is go make production better.
it's the cheapest thing is to go out there and clean those panels. So therefore, you know, we'll get that figured out. We'll set that up through one of our partners that we work with so that we can get them cleaned up for the homeowner. But you never want to go out and use Dawn dish soap, Windex, because it
All
will
right,
destroy
listen,
your
Dad.
panel. Dad, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't
Dad.
do it. And Dad, I want to apologize. I saw your message the other day when you sent that. At the time, I think I was in a meeting, and I completely forgot to come back to you and ask that. But then I decided not to also because I knew we'd probably cover it.
It's a great opportunity to
Right.
say this here.
Yeah.
So, all right. Hey, Edgar, we got some good, I've been seeing a lot of comments coming up. So we have anything decent that
Not good ones.
there's
I'm
been
kidding.
some.
There was,
kidding, I'm kidding.
there was a
I'm sorry.
question yesterday
Uh-huh.
that was on one of the feeds about somebody talking about they were completely against that.
No, yeah.
And that is one that I would love to
Oh.
cover.
I love it. Let's do this. So actually it's from
You got it, Dad.
my good friend, Mr. David Schlitt, who is he's been such a great supporter of me ever since I was 10.
Mhm.
He's been my drama teacher when I was in 6th grade.
That's why you're so drama.
That's why I'm so much drama.
Sorry.
But he's been a big supporter of the channel and a big supporter of myself and a big supporter of Steel
Awesome.
Rod. And
Awesome.
he's just a great guy. And when I put up the question or the topic of solar, he was against it, and he had a couple of valid reasons, you know. And so I think it'd be a great opportunity to look at his concerns
Mhm.
and address them. And not to say that we're trying to change anyone's mind. I really view this podcast as just an educational conversation.
Right.
I think that anybody can decide for themselves if solar is for you or not for you.
Right.
If I ever want to find out about sexual education, I turn to 5 Foot Viking.
That's not even wow. That's not even close to what I was saying right now. Like,
Why did you bring this guy here again?
he's scaring the shit out of me. Like every
Oh,
time he says something, I don't know
What's coming out?
what's going down.
Who
So-
invited this guy?
So you mother. All right. So my good friend, Mr. David Schlitt. It's difficult to call you David because you've been a mentor. So I'm just going to call you Sir. So Sir, he writes, I'm actually against solar. See, I got to work on reading.
You want me to help you?
No, I can do this. Watch. I got to practice, right?
All right, go ahead.
How would a solar purchase benefit my family? Oh, these are questions that he's asking.
Mm-hmm.
How would a solar purchase benefit my family? How long until the investment pays itself off? What upkeep can I expect? And it would be difficult to sell the property. So I think we touched on the sell the property. I think that a lot of these concerns are more based are rooted in the previous, like, years ago.
And one
solar.
of the things that he said was, and correct me if I'm wrong, was it how long does it take to get my investment?
Yes, how long until the investment pays itself off?
Well, that's the thing is one thing that I was actually discussing with that crazy guy over there behind the scenes is you cannot, I mean, what is the one thing as a homeowner we have to pay for? We have to pay for our electricity, not just beer.
Beer. We have to pay for beer. We have to pay for cocaine and hookers. We have to pay for. I'm just kidding.
Blowing hookers.
I'm just kidding.
But no. So one of the things that we have to pay for is our electricity. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just without your electricity, what are you going to do? Right. So
campfire.
And can you prepay here with Southern California Edison? Mr. Schlitt, I'm not sure if you have Edison or who your utility provider is, but in any LAWP, Edison, Moreno Valley Utility, PG&E, you cannot prepay your electricity.
True.
So why would you want to pay? The average household here in California needs about 20 to 25 panels, which is somewhere in the neighborhood of 35, 40 grand before your tax credit if you go with a finance option. So why would you want, for a system like that, why would you want to pay upfront 35, 40 grand? So one of the scenarios I like to tell people is what's your lowest utility bill you've had in a 12-month period? Oh, let's just say $120.
Okay.
In the summertime, what are you paying? Oh, about $400. Okay, great. What if I can make your bill $100 for the next 20 years? You already have to pay for your electricity. You can't prepay it with the utility company. So why would you want to fork out $25,000, $30,000, X amount of dollars when you can? What we're here to do is just show you a low monthly bill, showing you the same electricity you have to pay for today, just at a much lower rate. So your ROI, which is your return on investment, we don't even look at. I mean, if you want to do it and you have the means to do it, by all means, go for it. But the number one thing that we're trying to do for you people here is save you money right now. We want to save you upfront. In fact, most of our programs, we give you money back just to go solar.
Yeah.
So therefore, you're not prepaying your electricity. You're not paying for a $35,000, $40,000 system. We're getting you a new low locked in bill that's going to stay the same for 20, 25 years, depending on which program you go with.
Yeah.
I want to point that out there because a lot of programs are different, but depending on what program you go with, that bill is going to stay the same for 25 years. Why not? If in 25 years from now, 25 years from now, you can pay $100 what you're paying today in 20 years from now, why wouldn't you want to just do that? So you don't need to worry about forking out a huge investment right now. There's zero out of pocket to get the system going, to get it moved up on your roof, to get it installed. That comes with warranties, maintenance, insurance for the solar system, so you don't have to put it on your homeowner's insurance, and also that production guarantee that we talked about as well. So I mean, it's a no-brainer. And that's the thing is, and one thing I would love to do, because I was reading the comment, is he said that nobody has been able to change his mind yet. I would love to sit face to face with him so that I can go over.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it first here. We're going to have a one-on-one with Mr. David Schlitt.
Okay.
Mr. Matt Munoz.
Okay. Both of you.
Yes.
Alex.
What happened?
I have no knowledge of what the hell he's talking about, but he says, "What's your take on the
Tesla
Powerwall? And what the hell is that?
What is it? A Tesla Powerwall is a battery. The Tesla Powerwall is what we sell for batteries. There's several different batteries now. You have your regular standard Tesla Powerwall, and then you have Tesla Powerwall 2.0. And then we also offer another battery, what's called the LG Chem. Tesla Powerwalls are great. I mean, I'm not a fan of Tesla vehicles just because I don't want to have to drive 346 miles and then park somewhere for 20 minutes to charge my car.
You know what? I don't think that's what it is. I think that you're just so rooted in exhaust that you just love exhaust so much, because I've hung out with you in the past, bro. We've hung out with my dad number 2, which is your dad, and he's literally plugged into my phone as dad number 2, and we've gone to Route 66.
I think he's watching this too.
I hope so. Oh man, that'd be so great.
I got a text message saying we're going to watch your
I
podcast.
know my pops is watching up in Utah, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody who's watching. And dad number 2, if you're watching, I miss you. And
my dad number 2, I want to read this. So he put, after putting in my solar, my electric bill dropped, my value of my home went up, plus I got the tax credit.
Yeah.
That is outstanding. Bruce Petrell, dad, Whit number 2,
Whit number 2,
dad number 2, Whit's dad. That is awesome. I love hearing those stories, because it's stories like that prove solar is a great investment for homeowners, because there's no money out of pocket. So, you're saving money without putting any money down. And Mr. Bruce Petrell, he's a true advocate of that. So I'm glad everything worked out for you, Bruce.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Dad. And don't use Dawn dish soap on your damn pants.
Don't do it.
Don't do it, Dad.
Get a hose.
No, my dad is actually, I talk with my dad. I hope twice a month, something like that, Dad, right? Twice a month. I mean, I know it's,
what the hell? It should be like 3 times a month.
It should be. It really should. But I mean, that's just on the phone. Like also, on Facebook and on social media, we talk a lot more, but, just not even like, FaceTime and stuff like that. We get a chance maybe twice a month, but we were talking, and he was telling me a few months ago too, he was like, yeah, I'm jumping up on the roof, and I'm like, spraying this off. What was he saying?
There's a good question by Boris, by the way. And he says, is it true that some insurance companies do not cover homes with solar panels?
Is that true?
I've never heard of that before.
Okay.
It's not necessarily.
Actually, go up to the other comment where he talks about the electricity bill. Yeah, that one right there. Back down. Yeah, that's the greatest comment right there. Whit Petrell saves money on electricity by not shaving. This much is very true.
As far as the other question, though, I've never heard of that. A lot of insurance companies, I've never dealt with any homeowner telling me, well, I can't do this because my insurance company won't let me. I've never heard that before.
Okay. Maybe that's something.
But I do know.
And actually, Boris, if you want, if you can email Matt, and maybe we can follow up a little bit later and find out more about that.
Definitely.
That'd be awesome. So, wow, that's great. That's some good stuff. Maintenance. We got some questions answered from Mr. Schlitt. I hope you're watching, sir.
And we got a question from Frank Ibarra.
Yes, sir.
He says, speaking of the Tesla Powerwall, what do you think of Tesla's virtual power plant? Is it the future or not?
No.
I haven't the slightest.
I couldn't answer that question as far as their power plant goes itself, because Tesla's virtual power plant houses many different things that Tesla provides. Their vehicles, their batteries, their batteries for their vehicles. There's different things that they house in there. So I can't just say, oh yeah, sounds good, because, for example, myself, like I said, maybe solar's not for everybody. And I get that, I will do everything I can to show you why going solar is an amazing thing. But at the end of the day, some people are they're in their ways. They don't want, it's not for them. I get that, because why? I don't want a Tesla vehicle. And like I said, it's because I don't want to drive 360 miles and then have to find an area that has a charger and then sit and charge it for 20, 25 minutes. I want to be able to pull up to a pump, hook up, and then go again. No. So, it's that I get when some people say it's just not for me, because there's some things that just aren't for me either.
Well, that's
like
what his
computer over there. I don't want a damn MacBook.
Motherfucker, that's my computer.
Well, fuck your computer too.
That's your computer. No, that's mine.
That's some bullshit, bro.
But then again, I'll tell you right now, I never said I was going to get a freaking iPhone. Look what I have.
You're welcome. I'll tell you what. The reason why I got a Mac. Okay, that's a whole other podcast. We'll get into that on another one. But I did want to say that the maintenance side, because I wanted to go back to what my dad was talking about how he was saying that he just goes up there and sprays. How often should he spray? Because he goes up every 3 weeks.
It just depends. No, that might be overdoing it, because a lot of panels will be able to produce at 100% with about 1.5 inches of dust on them, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah. You don't typically need to go up there. I mean, if you want to, by all means, knock yourself out. But solar panels will be able to produce at a high efficiency level with about 1.5 inches of dust on them.
Mhm.
So, but again, everybody, obviously a cleaner panel is going to produce more.
Yeah.
All solar systems naturally overproduce. So therefore, if you can get them clean, or you can hose them down, or they're decently accessible. Because some people, for example, myself, I'm not getting up on my 2-story roof and doing that shit. Hell no. I did that my first year in my house with my Christmas lights, and I almost fell off. I've never gone back up there again. So that just ain't happening. But if you're able to safely hose them down, by all means, go for it.
So you think that every 3 weeks is a little excessive?
Yeah.
All right, Dad, do me a favor. Don't just don't.
Hey,
Like-
but if he wants to do it, let him do it. Don't.
Wait, you're
just
saying-
don't knock. You're
saying-
doing it good, Pops. You're doing
like,
good.
okay, my dad, who is, and he can chime in on this, but like, Dad, like, you're a little bit overweight. Okay, it's okay.
He goes up from the ground.
Okay,
Mom
from the
won't
ground.
let him.
All right, from the ground.
So yeah, you're good.
Okay, then you're golden. Do your thing every day, Dad. Every day.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I love the fact that he's watching. That's awesome.
And I just got a text from my dad. I'm watching. That sounds really creepy.
Love you, Dad.
I'm
That's great.
watching you right now.
Good times. All right, I think we were good on these ones. How about we do this? Let's jump back into real quick. How are you feeling with this beer?
Outstanding.
Yeah, because you've only taken like 3 sips.
Fuck you, dude. Mine's lower than yours.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you little bitch.
Skull.
It's an outstanding.
Where you at now?
I'm about down here.
Wait, he's
Right
like
there.
outstanding.
Outstanding. All right, let's do.
That's all I got left.
How about we do this? We tried a little bit of a different approach this time. Last week I was kind of in charge of producing, so I was trying to have a conversation, be present, and also go through the comments at the same time. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching and your comment is coming up and we're not into it, it's because we have Mr. Edgar Hernandez producing.
And he's
the
not in
show
the right
tonight.
mindset right now.
No, he's doing a
It's because
fantastic
Whit
job.
Patrell likes to talk with his hands.
I
like Tony Robbins.
Hold on. Time
Look
out.
at that.
I lost everything here. Okay, we're back.
Okay, all right, yeah.
No, everything is to blame.
Also, I
at
don't
Whit
have a
Patrell.
very. I have decent equipment. It's like I could have gotten this thing for like
One thing that we did-
$65,
one
but
thing that
I
we
paid
discussed.
$15 on Amazon.
Wait, Bruce
so-
said Art, he's got to drive home.
Oh, I've done worse. Don't
I don't know what that means.
I think he's worried about me driving home.
I think you're
Bruce?
okay.
I'm
Trust me.
I'm good.
We go way back, dude. You're a professional.
How do I live
Without you.
What was I gonna say?
it's one of those, right?
Oh yeah, so
No.
we were talking right before we started, and you said that you wanted to capture this moment
Yes.
to see where you are. Was it in a year from now?
No, I thought it was kind of cool that, we're in my living room, and I know you guys are watching just this little screenshot, but we have, Edgar is off to the side right here on my dining room table. We've got wires going all over the place.
Who was it you said Marlene looked like? when she was going
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
when she was going through all the
she
wires.
was trying to get into the kitchen, and she was going over the wires, and I was
Dude,
like,
but she's
Catherine
underneath and
Zeta-Jones.
Dude, but okay, when you met with Lean,
Yes, Whitleen.
what was the first
I thought Whit was an
internal,
asshole.
like, oh wow,
I thought he was an asshole.
feeling.
Remember, I told you I introduced myself to him and I stuck my hand out to shake him, and he goes, "I'm Güero." And he walked away. I'm like, "What a dick!"
I had to get on stage.
He did.
Yeah,
I'll
you
give you
picked
that.
the absolute wrong time to introduce yourself.
Yeah, but how did you feel when you met her?
Marlene,
She's fantastic.
I've loved Marlene from the day I met her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
awesome.
we are. Marlene and I have
Tripod.
been so solid. Oh, sorry. Bam.
Skull.
Let's go.
Yeah, mine's done, by the way.
We're getting way off topic. No, it's not. You still have that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll just PB.
But to go back to that, we've known each other a long time. The three of us have been. We literally called ourselves the Tripod, and we have a picture to prove it. I don't have it with us, but we'll definitely
Microbrew.
We'll post it later at the Microbrew, and we were schmammered.
It's probably because we couldn't.
Which was
say
a good
hammer.
time. So, but we've got a lot of history, and that's why I'm so grateful that you're able to take the time out of your day to come down here and hang out. And because I mean, let's be honest, times this last year has been kind of crazy for a little bit of everybody, and the fact that you were able to start something new and go balls out with it is fantastic. So I'm first and foremost, I'm ecstatic for the success and the drive that you have with what you're doing. And if anything, it's literally just fueling me in moving forward and doing what I need to do. So,
and one of the things is when I started this, it was a scary move.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because, I was working with that other company and I got laid off. And then I went into,
entrapment. He knows. My buddy Danny. That's awesome.
But no, I went into, someone said lost the sound. Oh, maybe that was no, that was just a minute ago.
No, but he said escol.
When I went into this, it was a difficult time for me because at the other company, and don't get me wrong, my wife supported me when we first met.
Yeah.
I wasn't working. I just had my VA. I was going to school. I was trying to figure shit out, and she supported me. And so now that's why I'm very grateful to be the one to help her accomplish all her goals and what she wanted, because she helped me be where I am today. And so when I lost my job at that other company, it was scary as shit. And we literally just talked about this. I mean, she might be watching. I'm not sure. We talked about this today it was today, because she herself is starting her own permanent makeup, tattooing, and medical. She wants to start doing, she already does the eyebrows, the lips, and now she's trying to further her knowledge in doing medical tattooing as far as scar cover up, tattoo removals, and even people who've had breast cancer, nipples, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm very grateful to be in the position I'm in, to where I can help her do what she's doing.
That's awesome.
But when I lost my job, it was a scary, scary, scary thing, because my partner now was like, dude, let's start this. At that time, I had the weight of my entire household, and that's 5 kids, 3 dogs, a cat, a hamster, and a fucking pig, a guinea pig. But and it was very scary. And one thing she told me, is that we'll figure it out. She always tells me that we'll figure it out. And we did, and we made it work. And now to this day, the solar industry has helped me in so many ways. And the reason why I'm so grateful to say that it's helped me is because not only has it helped me, but I'm helping people, especially during the pandemic. That was probably the worst time in history for a lot of homes, a lot of families. People lost their jobs. They were furloughed. Independent contractors are halted.
I know.
Yeah.
To be
And-
honest, I mean, to kind of jump right in between that is that like that's kind of one of the reasons why this podcast started
Mhm.
because
Some free time on your hands.
a little bit, well, not too much because I went back to school. So
Congratulations.
Thank you very
By the
much.
way, I graduate in April, my bachelor's.
my man, I'm looking at that. Congratulations.
I'm
dude.
going to get my bachelor's degree, which I'll probably never use because now I have this.
No, hey, dude, you
but
got
it's
it.
still good to say.
You got it.
So-
You got the knowledge behind it,
Yeah.
and that's really what I'm going after as much.
And a lot of help and support throughout the way too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm jumping into. So I like when the pandemic hit, I kind of questioned myself as well,
mhm.
and I jumped into going to school. Jumped into school, and I was like, okay, cool. I'm jumping into school. I wanted to start a podcast because I was watching Ed Namrock podcast, and I was watching this guy, and this dude's awesome.
Yeah, but why?
I was watching him because I had a lot of time on my hands.
Right.
So,
I'm like, well, why? Dude, why?
so I was watching him, and I was intrigued by how he was making this happen. And I like to learn,
Mhm.
and that's why I love this podcast, is because every week I get a chance to learn something new, and I wanted to create a space where I have so many friends. And I built a career off of a 20-year career off of meeting people from so many different walks of life.
the fuck
all over
does
the
that
place.
mean?
What, class?
That's my buddy Matt. No, sorry, that's my buddy Brett. Brett is in the champagne room upstairs.
Oh,
Fertile?
Yeah. No. I love that guy. He's awesome.
I'm fertile?
He's got 5 kids, bro.
I love
I
every
love
single one of them. Those are
No,
my
he's a good
all
dude.
my babies.
He's a good dude. He we drink a lot down here, and one time we drank way too much before the podcast the next day, and I was extremely hungover. Thanks to that guy right there. I appreciate you, Brett. And thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Danny, by the way. I don't know how you knew that, but thank you.
What?
Boris, I
Yeah.
am not.
I think honestly too, I think there's a time delay as well. So the comments that we see are from stuff that we said previously. So he might have commented something
Oh,
and we
gotcha,
don't even
gotcha.
know
Okay.
what the context is.
Gotcha.
So, but anyways, I'm fortunate enough to have this platform to do right now. That this is my 5th podcast,
Awesome.
and I appreciate you being here.
It's an honor to be here, and it's not just because one, I consider you a brother, but I mean it's also free exposure. So I was like, I can go on this thing, and I'm not sure how many people view this. But
next to nobody.
yeah,
Next-
but I mean, for example, Mary, maybe I
Yeah.
can help her out. Or, I gave your dad some information, or hopefully we
No.
helped Mr. Schlitt
No.
with his concerns. And that's the problem. Excuse me.
Hell yeah.
I know.
Skull bitches.
I'm empty, so fuck your face.
I love that guy.
He went to the bathroom. But no, so that's the thing is that's why a lot of people. So a lot of my guys with my company or our company. I'm sorry, Eddie, if you're watching. They're door knockers.
Mhm.
They go door to door. They talk to people. Sometimes they get a door slammed in their face. Sometimes people say, "Yeah, you know what?
Wow.
I've been thinking about it."
It's like Mormon missionaries.
Right. And so therefore, a lot of people just don't have the right education. And I'm not saying they're stupid, but they just don't know about how solar works now. Solar doesn't go off your home equity. It doesn't take from your home equity. It doesn't put a lien on your home or against your property taxes. Solar goes, depending on which program you go off of, 99% of programs, a credit score of 650. If you have 650 and in your house, no cost out of pocket, the system is going to be fully warranty, maintenance, protection guarantee, all that good stuff. We're going to do a roofing warranty, everything that goes, all the bells and whistles, right? And all you do is 650. And once you do, not only that, this is where homeowners, we're paying your first year of electricity. I was in the Marine Corps 10 years, so I'm not math. But let's say for easy number, your bill with solar is $100. I'm going to multiply that by 12, and we're going to give you a check for $1,200.
Yeah.
Either take the $1,200, apply it to your system, so you have a bill for an entire year. Or you can keep that for $1,200, whatever you want with it, and just start paying your bill based off your system. Has been granted what's called PTO, which is permitted to operate from the utility company. And that's the biggest reason why I love my job. And that's why I want to be a firefighter, because I love helping people. So corny and cheesy as that sounds,
It's not.
I want to,
It's not, because I know, and I know that's the person that you are.
you know,
So-
and I like to make sure that, because I was a broke as fuck. You know, I don't know if, you know, our brother Rod is watching, but he had to help me pay my rent several times,
Mhm.
you know, and I thank Rod for that hugely, because, you know, I was living paycheck to paycheck. I was walking to work, walking to school. And I think that's one reason why I'm proud of myself today. And I'm going to I'll put it out there that my wife is a huge reason to why I am to where I am today.
Yeah.
Because she pushed me, she kicked me in the ass, she told me to get up when I didn't want to go to school, you know, and she helped me find what I needed to be today.
Yeah.
And because there was a time, and she can tell you this too, I almost gave up. I almost said, fuck it, I'm done. And that was because the only thing I wanted to do was to be a firefighter. And after like the 6th or 7th agency that shut me down, I said, fuck this, dude. I'm done. And, you know, but with, at the time, 4 kids, got to do something.
Yeah.
You know, I can't, as a man, I can't sit and watch my wife bust her ass and take care of work, school, all this shit. And I'm just sitting there like, well, what the hell am I going to do with my life?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And, you know, so a lot of my success, excuse me, skull. A lot of my success is from my wife helping me, pushing me, kicking my ass. So, which is why I'm very proud to say now I can help her get her going and doing what she loves.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I don't have any regrets, you know, to the things that I've done in my life, because it's helped me be who I am today. You know, joining the Marine Corps helped me meet you guys.
Yeah.
Kendall Hendricks. Thank you, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, so, you know, it's been great.
Brett Lampkin. Can you put that up?
Yes. of
That's
course.
freaking awesome.
Yes.
That's my the other one, the one downstairs.
Where are we at? What are we looking at?
The very last one. That's
Oh yeah. Thank you, Brett. I love it.
bro. He's upstairs right now.
Power
Not directly upstairs, but upstairs over there. So
all
he's
right.
him and Alex.
Thank you, Brett. I really appreciate that. It means
Yeah.
a lot. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in, my friend. Appreciate it. And you know, I just got to say that I think we're over. We're a little over an hour,
Yeah.
and I just want to say thank you to Matt. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your insight.
Absolutely.
Also, if there's anybody that's watching and you guys want to know more about solar and about what it can do for you, the benefits, and if you just want some education, please go to his website. I believe it's on. We have it on one of the banners.
5 kids, 4 horses, 3 gerbils, and a goat. What the fuck? What? Sorry.
Yeah, you can go to gonetenergy.com. You can take everything. And if you want to email Matt, you can go to,
It's literally just put a Matt at gonetenergy.com.
yeah, you can go to Matt at GoEnergy. See, Edgar, check. Hey, I'm telling you, ladies and
Wow,
gentlemen,
he's good.
I need a,
He doesn't look smart, but he's really good.
I need a producer
Love you, Edgar. Love
on
you,
this
brother.
show. This is my 5th episode, but my goal this year is to give you guys 1 5-foot Viking podcast per week. For
And he
this year.
really is only 5 feet.
So I got 52 podcasts to go this year. I'm trying to do something bigger and better every week. So the fact that Edgar is here, the fact that Matt is here, I just want to thank you guys so much for
Thank you for having me. I really
absolutely,
appreciate it.
absolutely, and thanks for talking solar. And if you guys have any questions, please reach out. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to Matt. And I think that's I think we're good. I think we're gonna.
Thank you, Shivani.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's Whit's sister. Thank you.
Yeah.
Love you too.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, just to reiterate, Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I think I appreciate you guys like
Thank you,
supporting.
Jen.
Something
Jennifer
new.
is Edgar's wife. Love you too, girl.
Oh, you think?
You're so hot.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I appreciate the support because this is something new. This is something outside of my
Asylum, great beer.
yes, Asylum from
That's
Left
really
Coast
hitting
Brewing.
right now.
Appreciate it. Skull.
Skål.
Are we live still?
I think we're still live.
Okay, what do we do now?
I don't know. How do you
I got a fart.
how do you end this thing?
It's in.
Is that how you end it?
Goodbye.
Say, fuck you.